Hello everyone, my name is Ayushi. I'm currently interning under Lexis and Company. So today I'm going to discuss about the topic section 14 of the Transfer of Property Act, which deals with the rules against perpetuity. So what is the rules against perpetuity? So basically perpetuity means the indefinite period. uh, So rules against perpetuity is the rule which is against the transfer of making the property inalienable for the indefinite period or forever. So when a property is transferred in such a way that it has become unknown transferable in the future or for an indefinite period, that is for tied up forever. This is called the rules of that. This is called the perpetuity. So, in any disposition, perpetuity may arise in two ways. When by taking when by taking away from the transferee his power of alienation. When you transfer someone that to hold a life interest in them or to hold the property interest, you are alienating his power for alienation. You are taking his power for alienation by creating future remote interest. That is section 10 makes a provision that a condition restraining the transfer power of alienation, that is a void condition. So object of rules of perpetuity is that the object of the rule against is to ensure a free and active circulation of the property, both for the trade or commerce, as well as for the benefit as betterment of the property itself. A transfer which renders property a property inalienable for an indefinite period is determined to the interest of its owner, who are unable to dispose it for its urgent need or for any higher values. For the transferring of property, there is some essential that is required. That is, there should be a transfer of property. The transfer is for the ultimate benefit of the unborn person. That is for the given and as an absolute interest to him. Third, the vesting of interest. The vesting of interest. The vesting of interest in favor of ultimate beneficiaries for by the life or for a limited interest of a living person. The ultimate beneficiary must come into existence before the last proceeding of the living person. That is, if A has that which section 13 says that if A has transferred a life interest to B and to for the C's unborn child, that B is to C. So before the death of the C, the unborn person has to be alive, that he can be in the womb of the he can be conceived, he can be for the gestation period. There is a certain requirement that is written. So fifth is a wasting of interest in favor of ultimate beneficiary, postponed only up to the life or for life of living person plus of ultimate beneficiary, but not beyond that. So there is an illustration which I can say here for the betterment easy understanding of this section. If A transfers property to X for a life, then to Y for life, and then to unborn child. So when he attains there is a contingent interest that is inbuilt in this inherent in this section, that when he attains the age of majority, he will get only then the absolute interest of the property. X and Y are the person living at the date of the transfer of unborn child, is the ultimate beneficiary, not in existence even in the mother's womb. So here the last preceding life interest is with Y. So when Y dies, the unborn child must be already in existence, either that is in the mother's womb as a child of 6 months, or a born child of that is of 6 years. In case the maximum period up to which a wasting of property in unborn child can be postponed would be life of Y plus 6 months, period of gestation plus 18 years. In case the maximum period up to which in wasting may be postponed would be life of Y plus 18 years. So there is some exception to these rules of against perpetuity. First exception is when the transfer for the benefit of the public. So and second is when is for the personal agreement. Third is that when it is there is a rule again under the Hindu law and under Hindu law and Muslim law, that the Transfer of Property Act was made. Transfer of Property Act was made applicable also to Hindus and uh, Hindus by the amending of Act of 1929. So now the provision of Act under Section 14 are applicable to Hindus, but even before the amendment, the rules against perpetuity was applicable to transfer by Hindu by local enactment, that is Hindu Disposition of Property Act 1916, Madras Act 1914. However, apart from this statutory provision, a transfer property of a perpetuity was held void under Hindu law except gift of a religious charitable purposes.